It is the society that is going to decide whether you are going to exist or not. The betterment of the society. Now, this is quite an interesting and quite an important topic for all of us to just look into. It is to promote education in the society, to organize programs designed to enhance the vocational skills among the people. As per the Section 135 of the Companies Act 2013, that was taken up by the Aditya Birla Company, followed by Tata Steel, followed by Biocon, followed by Infosys. Good morning and welcome to the second session of Unit 2. And in this session, we are going to speak about a very, very important topic called as the corporate social responsibility. This is a topic that is very, very important in the modern context. Why? Because as an industry, as an organization, your presence in the society matters a lot. And what you do to the society will matter in both ways, to the people as well as to the shareholders. So let's try to explore today what is the meaning of corporate social responsibility and where CSR really takes the company's image altogether. Moving forward, the introduction to corporate social responsibility is quite interesting. Why? Because it is the responsibility taken by the companies or corporates towards the betterment of the society. Now, this is quite an interesting and quite an important topic for all of us to just look into. As an organization, you are definitely bound to make profits because of the hard work, because of the dedication, and the way you have been running the organization for so many years. But is it mandatory for me to share my profit with you, with the society? Should I do something for the society? Should I really break my head for the society? Should I really go ahead and share my revenue, share my profit, do something that's for the betterment? No, I would rather think that on a selfish mode, I should only do for my organization because I want my organization to develop and be the number one in the world. Well, that was the thought process that was running in our Indian companies 15, 20 years back. But after 2002, let me tell you, we started coming into a very, very big role in a very big action altogether. In fact, I would say a giant step that was taken up by the Aditya Birla Company, followed by Tata Steel, followed by Biocon, followed by Infosys, Wipro, so many people who have now become the leaders of corporate social responsibility. If I have to talk about this topic with examples, the examples are endless. Sky is the limit for corporate social responsibility. But yes, the most important factor that I would like to dwell upon here is that these companies which I have mentioned have definitely taken a very, very concrete step in terms of improving the society, in terms of making the society believe and undergo that they are definitely there to help them hand in hand and take it forward. Now, let me just share the example of Wipro here. There was a recent statement about the Wipro chairman, Azim Premji, saying that he donates more than 22 crores a day because he has donated more than about 7,000 plus crores, 7,400 odd crores in 1 year. Now look at the amount. If you are capable of donating roughly about 7,500 crores in 1 year, definitely you're not a philanthropist. People might call you the god itself. But then that has been a truth, that has been a fact. Why? Because Azim Premji, the chairman of Wipro Industry, Wipro Company, has gone ahead and donated this much amount of money for the betterment of the society. Now, the same company also has got the Azim Premji University, which comes under the Wipro's umbrella, and they have been doing a great amount of effort in terms of providing education, in terms of empowering the society, in terms of bringing out a lot of knowledge fractions to the society. Now, why is that they have been doing it? Is it that just to build up their image? Is it that because they just want to show that they are a generous company? Or is it that there is some keen intention in doing so? Let me also give you the example of Infosys Foundation, which has been doing a splendid job in terms of helping the most needy and deserved people altogether. Now look at the ITC eChaupal, the ITC Classmate products. All of them have been doing a great job in terms of lifting up the society, in terms of telling us that yes, we can do something, we can contribute that 1 rupee also for a betterment of the society. So all the small tiny steps taken one by each of the corporate houses in India, in the global level, has definitely transformed the society and made the living conditions of people far better. So that is why today corporate social responsibility becomes a very, very important topic. Rather than just saying a topic, it becomes a mandatory clause for every company to participate and take the chance of uplifting the society. Now moving forward, let me tell you what are all the CSR activities that has been going on around us. Now, when you talk about the CSR activities, it is to promote education in the society, to organize programs designed to enhance the vocational skills among the people, to promote healthcare and sanitization. You can also talk about organizing seminars in order to educate people about the environment, sustainable development, and probably you can set up orphanages, home old age centers and daycare centers. Now, all these things are just a very, very, very small list that I would like to talk about in terms of the CSR factor. Now, what is CSR all about is the resource, the sustainability, the ethics, responsibility, sincerity, and the long-term purview of every company that comes into the mind. Most of the people think today that there needs to be an angelic effect, and all of a sudden a hand of God that needs to come all together in terms of promoting the society. But let me tell you, it is not just the hand of God, it is the hand of each and every one of us. When we join hands together, when we decide that yes, we can do something for the betterment of the society, it is possible. That's exactly what these organizations, these corporates have believed in their life. They believe that you cannot do an action by individual. You cannot just sit and dream about a great society. You cannot just relax back and think that things will happen on its own. You need to join hands together. You need to take up some action, some credible action, which will make you come forward and believe that yes, society will get transformed by your activities. That is where we need to understand what are all the basic needs, what are all the basic factors that are required to make the society better. Starting from education to sanitization to that of promoting old age centers or daycare centers or vocational programming, or it is about sports and development, we have made an effort, we have made a conscious effort in terms of involving companies and making life better. Now, is it just because that I have to join in, I have to do it as a mandatory clause? Definitely not, because this shows a sincere image, a sincere attempt taken up by the company in order to really do something for the society where they exist. Now, every time when you see the name of a company flashing on the name of some ambulance van that is going on, or in some signboard, or in some highway, or in some signboards across the railway stations, or in some coffee mugs, or in some school bags, what do you feel all about is that is the effort that has gone inside. That is where they are able to bring in the smile in the lives of people. Now, because of ITC eChaupal, they were able to transform the life of 6 million people across India. The farmers got the benefit. Today, because of ITC paper boards, the Bhadrachalam paper board unit altogether, the Classmate products, they have been able to transform the lives of millions of kids who have been studying in those government schools. This is why I would say that every single effort that has been taken will definitely translate into a meaningful action through which you can bring in a whole lot of change to the society. So you are not just going to relax, stay back and believe that by earning money or just by spending money, we are going to make the society great. You will be able to transform the society. You will be able to show your responsibility by involving yourself on a day-to-day activity. And that's what makes you a leader at any given point of time. Followed by the CSR activities, I would also like to talk about on training of sports, contributing during the times of natural calamities like earthquakes, droughts, and other factors, eradication of hunger, providing safe drinking water, measures of development program, infrastructure development, schools complex, sports training halls and everything. Now, if you look into companies like GMR, you look into companies like JP Infrastructure, if you start looking into companies like HDFC itself, all of these people have gone into the corporate social responsibility. And not to forget the great Tata Group itself. They have been able to create a model town or a model city in India called as Jamshedpur. Now, the entire town, entire city of Jamshedpur came up because of the Tata's involvement, not just as a company, but just as a resource, as a very, very responsible citizen who tried to transform the city altogether. Today, they have one of the best institutes there, best hospitals. It's a complete transformation altogether. Similarly, if you look into the cities of Gujarat, with Reliance coming there, setting up a great university like the Pandit Deen Dayal Institute of Petroleum Studies, they have been able to make a very great transformation in terms of corporate social responsibility. They have been able to set up a lot of sports foundation, which is today able to coach hundreds and thousands of students across our country, aiming to make better sportsmen for our country. So like this, if I have to talk about examples, there are many. But what is the intention behind all these companies is that they want to help people. They want to come out at a situation where people are helpless, where they think that a lending hand will definitely make a magical transformation in the society. And yes, they have done it. Be it TCS or be it any other company in the world, they have taken this effort to come forward and promote the concept of social responsibility. Now, if I have to just talk about Aditya Birla Company, I would like to say the Aditya Birla scholarships, which are being given to the students in IIT, IIM, and other leading institutions across India, has definitely been one of the biggest booster for all the students, not just in the sake of scholarship in terms of money, but in the terms of recognition for all the hard work that has been taken up by them. So I'll definitely say that the CSR activities which are done step by each and every company across this globe, across this country, has been a great transformation for the society. It is definitely a boon that is for a society. Moving forward, the CSR eligibility that we are talking about. As per the Section 135 of the Companies Act 2013, every company, including its holding or subsidiary, where the net worth is 500 crore or more, is having a turnover of 1,000 crore or more, or whose net profit is 5 crore or more. So let me just put on the terms and conditions so that it's up to you to take up that responsibility. The net worth is 500 or crore more. This is definitely, you will find a lot of industries and a lot of companies in India whose net worth is more than 500 crores. Definitely we have people in Fortune 500 itself, followed by the turnover of 1,000 crore or more. Yes, we do have a list. Or where your net profit is 5 crore and more. Now you can see the number of companies listed across in this category. Why? Because if they contribute that much for the CSR activity, it is a mandatory clause. This is how Government of India has been able to involve the public-private relationship altogether. Now here, when I'm giving this public-private example, I'm talking about public as in the society, private as in the organizations who have the ability to interact, understand, and bring out meaningful solutions altogether. If you talk about a company called as Hitachi, the way they have brought in social innovation for the sake of society is really appreciable, because they have gone ahead and tried to reduce the carbon footprint across the globe. Now, if you even look at in the case of Airtel, who have been coming up with a lot of freebies, and they have come up with such a great programs where they want to reduce the consumer complaints and queries to zero, has been showing a great amount of effect in terms of the CSR. Why all of them are doing it is that in the long run, please understand, it is the society that is going to make the organization sustainable. It is the society that is going to decide whether you are going to exist or not. It is the society that is going to understand your brand image, your brand equity, and other factors. You live in the society and you are for this society. It is the same society where the people come and work in the organization. So now it becomes the responsibility of the corporate to come back give, share their profits and revenue with the organization, with the society altogether, so that they are making the same society meaningful. Going forward, we'll also talk about the CSR committee. Now, the CSR committee says that as per the CSR rules, every company will have a CSR committee which will work together as per these factors that has been listed down. It will constitute 3 or more directors, out of which at least one is an independent director. So one guy does not belong to the company at any given point of time. He's just a part of this. In case of a foreign company, at least 2 persons will be there in the committee, out of which one person shall be an authorized person, that is a resident of India, and the second one will be nominated by the company itself. Quite fair and justified. Why? Because it's a foreign company. You need a local person who is authorized, who knows the factor about it, and the other person the company can nominate itself. Followed by, in the case of private company, where there are only 2 directors, because I have told you, in the case of private company, you just require 2 people, minimum of 2 people to start a company. The committee should also be constituted with the 2 directors. So the 2 people, the 2 directors itself will be a part of this committee altogether. So what we are trying to do here is that involve the people, involve the organization, and involve the commitment towards the society. This is a definite positive step in terms of improving the CSR and making it even more powerful. Moving forward, let's talk about the roles that are being played by the CSR to plan and approve the CSR strategy, because corporate social responsibility is not about just spending money. It's not just about throwing away your profits just like that. It involves a strategy. It involves a plan where you need to think, where you need to analyze, you need to find out what is good for the society. So definitely there needs to be a plan, and it has to be approved by the committee, followed by the allocation of budget for the CSR activity. So when you allocate a budget for the CSR activity, that has to continue, that has to take forward, and this budget has to be stringently monitored by the committee so that they don't land up in doing anything illegal or unwanted. Followed by the assessment of CSR policy. Every year, the company will make a very, very meaningful effort, a fruitful effort in terms of understanding the CSR policy, the meaning behind it, and how we need to evaluate the performance. Have we met the targets? Have we done something really meaningful? Now, when I use the word target, I just don't mean it like a sales target, but I mean it from the responsibility towards society. Followed by monitoring the implementation of CSR projects, because it has to reach the needy, the poor, the concerned people, so that we need to see a complete implementation of the program and ensure at least 2% of the average profits of the company made during the immediate 3 years, financial year, are spent on CSR activities every financial year. So we take it as a standpoint here that every 3 immediate financial year, at least 2% of the company's entire profit that is being looked into can be spent as a CSR activity. So definitely a very, very positive and a good thought that has come across the Companies Act 2013, which has been able to involve the companies, involve the organization in doing something very, very meaningful. Followed by the recent key reports on CSR. Now, I would like to start by saying that 10,000 crore was spent by listed companies in various sectors in education programs, social welfare, development. Look at the amount of money. You might see that 10,000 crores is such a big amount which is being spent by organizations for a very noble cause like education, social welfare, upliftment of the society. All these factors are definitely commendable in nature. They have been there to upgrade our environment, to make the living more meaningful. Followed by an increase of 139% in CSR fund towards the PM Relief Fund, which shows that yes, people are understanding the objectives of the national policies. They are understanding what is the Prime Minister's need and urgency in terms of giving those money and how it will be used in future. So we are able to see that people getting closer to the nation, people getting closer to the PM's national policy in terms of contribution. Yes, CSR is proving a very, very positive positive trend here, followed by the 38% increase in the education sector. So somewhere down the lane, India has always been regarded and respected as the knowledge hub of the world, and we are always proving it right. Why? Because if you see the education sector, this has been one sector that has been constantly receiving a lot of CSR funding and activities, and this has been continuously increasing from us, followed by the environment sector and the healthcare sector, 25% and 12%, and the rural development. So somewhere down the lane, the companies have understood the importance of education, healthcare, and rural development, which are going to be the three most key important factors needed for the overall development of the country, followed by the examples of CSR in India, starting with the Tata Group, which has taken a lot of effort in terms of increasing programs of removing poverty alleviations, or then the agricultural programs, bringing in a lot of diversity, women empowerment, and other factors. The Ultratech Cement Group of the Aditya Birla Group, which is involved in social work, and they have been very constant in terms of turning around village in 400 plus villages. Just look at the amount of effort that the company has done in terms of changing their lives and bringing in more reliance and sustainability. So now that is a very important keyword, trying to bring in self-reliance and sustainability in 400 plus villages in India. Really, you need to appreciate that factor. ITC Group creating a lot of sustainable livelihoods across the people by bringing in the e-Chaupal, because all those factors have helped country to move forward and make a very meaningful and sustainable society. So overall, if you start thinking about this corporate social responsibility, this is the need of the hour that can transform the society, that can really bring in a lot of change and lot of development. Probably India in the coming years will become one of the most advanced nations that would have the higher human index and a better living condition because of the CSR activity, and definitely we will stand as leaders creating better benchmark for other countries, for other companies in the world, and we would become the leaders of CSR in the coming days. With this, I come to the conclusion of this particular session. I believe that all the resources that are shared here, all the information that has been given to you will be of a high help and would be of a definite use in the coming sessions. In the upcoming sessions, we are going to talk about the different factors of company law, where we would be talking about the membership, the rules and regulations of how company law is coming in a big picture altogether. Until then, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay enlightened forever. Thank you once again for joining me on this wonderful session.